6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And the Broncos force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game. And I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
That's caught left side by Judy.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Jerry Jeudy took a step back from his rookie numbers in 2021 while battling an ankle injury throughout the season. They're definitely hoping the arrival of Russell Wilson can help him reach his ceiling as a former 15th overall pick. Jeudy came through there with a chain-moving catch.
The first carry now. This is Williams. Denver has the first down. The play going for 15 yards. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Now Wilson on first down.
That's going to be caught by Jeudy.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
They go back to the ground with Williams. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver.
Javonte Williams with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. And Johnson's extra point up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
The Charger drive about to get going. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving. Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field. And they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So a first and 10 now in Denver territory at the 36. Play action. It's Herbert. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Baron Browning in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. 63 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. Here's Herbert. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
And the Broncos are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
They begin the drive with Williams. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2 at the 41-yard line.
They run it again with Williams. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, now Wilson.
He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10.
He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Tim Patrick, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Broncos have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. And Johnson's extra point up and good.
And it's now 14-0. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Herbert jet sweep as he taps it forward.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Herbert on 3rd down now.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
On 4th down, Herbert. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as the defense nowhere to be found there. A gain of 20 on 4th down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Chargers at 2-3 here to begin the new season. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
He'll fire this deep for Gallup.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And that one makes it 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. 3-2, their record through the first 5 games of the year as they got the victory last week. It's still early, just October, but what have you seen from these guys so far?
Well, what I've seen is a team that's still figuring out all their pieces because they've got some new faces from a year ago, add in some new draft picks. Sometimes it takes a month or so before you really start to gel as a team and for those players to figure out their roles. But right now, I see them starting to elevate. Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
.42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going.
Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 35-yard line. Up the middle with Eckler.
And he'll take this down to the 33.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
91 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown.
Austin Eckler.
A 13-yard touchdown run.
And the Chargers are an extra point away from drawing level.
Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for.
And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking, but to me it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they are silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Charger drive about to get going. They've got momentum on their side. They were once down 14-0. Now it's even at 14 as they look to put together a drive to get them the lead. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Gonna take a shot for Gallup. That's caught inside the 20.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. On the screen, this is Eckler. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
And they run the option on 2nd down.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Herbert. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And his kick here is good. And they take a 17-14 lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive.
A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room.
Looking deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
But no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson.
They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Nasir Adderley.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
And the Chargers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
Well, I would guess that combined, if you spoke to both defenses, neither side has a lot to celebrate today. They haven't had a lot of stops, but that one right there, that's a big one because they stole points away with that play. And just as importantly, picked up a key stop on an offense that's been really impressive here in the early going.
This will be caught. Judy. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
The option to give to Williams here. And he's going to have a Broncos first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty.
He's got a man complete.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Now, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Sutton.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
We know all the receivers go through those tiptoe drills, right, trying to get their feet down inbounds. But a lot of the times what we don't talk about is when they're up in the air and they catch the ball. You ever notice how they're reaching back with their feet? Not just straight down, but back because they're trying to create enough distance to make sure their feet are in bounds. They weren't able to get it done on that one, though.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Here we go with Williams. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Charger defense stands tall and they get the football back. On 1st and 10, Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams.
And this is going to fall to the ground incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Herbert takes it and just pops it forward.
And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
3rd and 2, Herbert. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked off by Michael O.J. Mudia. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson.
And this one too low.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Play action. It's Wilson.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense.
And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Michael O.J. Mudia. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And finally, we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. They'll throw on first down with Wilson.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last two snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They go play action now. Wilson steps away to his left. And his throw is incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
Slot man moves right. On 3rd down, Wilson. And now another one thrown incomplete.
So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction.
That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going.
This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Herbert off of play action. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Pat Surtain.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
So that potentially a turning point here this 3rd quarter. A 2-score lead down to 1 now following the pick 6.
And that had to be the message at halftime for this defense, delivered and accepted. We need to go out there and make something happen.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Eckler now between the tackles. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Once more, here's Eckler.
And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, here's Herbert.
That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch.
The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
They fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Baron Browning able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the 1st. Now a give running left is Eckler. And he's in for a Charger touchdown.
Austin Eckler
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Chargers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
Well, the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They go play action with Wilson. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wilson. Going for the deep ball. And this one is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
On 2nd and 10, Wilson.
Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. First target, first catch, and a 1st down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Herbert now. This one caught. It's the tight end Hawkinson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. And the Broncos get there and take him down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. On 2nd down, Eckler. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Now it's Herbert. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And returning it, here's Hamler.
A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
And the Chargers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball, but he's made some pretty bad decisions.
And now here is another interception.
Picked up by Caden Stearns. And the Broncos are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
Well, in all likelihood, this ball game's still over. I mean, even with the interception, 2-score game, they need a miracle.
Curious decision to even throw the ball in that situation, but maybe they saw a stacked line of scrimmage and said, hey, it's better to try and throw it than to try and run against it. In any event, I think you're exactly right. Now, the other team can pad their stats, but I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, but still, don't change the channel just yet. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Wilson's throw taken in by Sutton.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Throwing now is Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson.
Over the middle, complete to Judy.
And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 34-yard line.
What a performance. All those points put on the board. And Charles, it wasn't